Greetings, Karen Clay here. We're going to have a little look again, since it's been quite a while, at some of the things that constitute the Feldenkrais method of somatic education. I have an article here that was written by a colleague of mine named Nick Strauss-Klein, and I'm going to read and talk about it a little bit. I'm in a training right now with some of the great teachers left on the planet, and so I'm very inspired about this. So the question is, what is good posture? Is posture a position? Is posture defined by the military? Or is posture more something that has to do with how you respond rather than a position that you're in? So what is good posture was the name of the first lesson in Moshe's first book that he distributed to get his message out to the masses. And his first book was called Awareness Through Movement. And so his first chapter was, what is good posture? And the answer is quite simple and precise. Good upright posture is that from which a minimum of muscular effort will move the body with equal ease in any desired direction. So think about this. When you're standing at the crosswalk and you're waiting for the light to turn, when the light turns, do you seamlessly go, or do you have to get yourself up from being akimbo or standing back on your heels? Can you move immediately when the light is green? That's an example of a different definition of what posture is, that I'm able to move immediately in any direction. And so rather, again, than being about a position, it's focusing on one's efficiency and potential for movement. Really, potential for movement is a great way to say it. So the purpose of the Feldenkrais method is to learn to act and respond in the world with freedom, confidence, and ease instead of compulsion, struggle, and suffering. So compulsion is a big word. We're going to parse that out in a minute. But basically, it just means that we don't have free choice, that there are motivations that are affecting us, internal motivations that are affecting us that we're not aware of, but that actually hamper us, that stop us from doing what we truly say we want and think we want. So the alternative to good posture, Moshe said, is that most people habitually and unknowingly counteract gravity with voluntary muscles instead of organizing the bones for the anti-gravity task. This ties up major portions of our musculature so that all our movements become pointlessly limited. So let's think about this. Let's think about somebody who doesn't have great posture. So their musculature is constantly being taxed by all of this excess tension that it takes to hold my spine. You can't see, my head is forward. In this position where my head is out forward, my chest is collapsed, it requires a lot of muscular tension. If I carry around all that tension, which we sometimes call parasitic tension, it's very hard to move in any direction at any time, at any given moment. Yeah, so it cuts down on my freedom, and it also cuts down on my vitality, because that kind of muscular effort requires a lot of metabolism. It requires a lot of energy. So the article goes on to say, he ends his lesson on a powerful, compassionate note. Physical or emotional pain that undermines confidence in the body and the self is the main cause of deviations from the ideal posture. Pain of this kind reduces the individual's value in his own eyes. Okay, so that's a very important statement. So there's that Rolling Stone line, am I rough enough? Am I tough enough? Ain't I rich enough? In love enough? I'm not too blind to see. So we all have these self-doubts that hold us back and that stop us from our full potential. Another quote, "My purpose is to allow people to move closer to actually being creatures of free choice, genuinely reflect individual creativity and emotion. By freeing the body of habitual tensions and wired patterns of behavior, the person may now respond without inhibition and can do what they truly desire." In compulsive behavior, we're aware of inner tension and resistance. It's kind of like cross motivation, and that may be too big a word, but we certainly know what tension is like, where I really want to relax, but I'm really tense. I really want to have fun, but I'm really nervous. Those kinds of things that hold us back. We're aware of inner tension and resistance. We feel strain when acting the way we do. This strain is always expressed through muscular tension of the muscles of the face, the neck, the abdomen, the fingers, or the toes. The object of the Feldenkrais education is to eliminate these compulsive states, so they're emotional states and physical states, and they may be unconscious emotional states, and to help the person to acquire the ability for potent action. The correct approach is to disentangle at least one thread of the knot of cross motivation, and to then at once discover more hidden treasures of capacity and vitality in oneself than anybody expected. So I'm going to leave you with this final quote. What are your unavowed dreams? What does unavowed means? It just means that you haven't promised yourself, I'm going to get a PhD, or I'm going to learn to write, or I'm going to be a better parent. Those could all be vowed dreams. And many of us also have lots of unavowed dreams, dreams that we wouldn't dare dream of, that we wouldn't dare say, because we have such a sense of that we're not rough enough, that we're not tough enough, that we're not rich enough, that we're not in love enough. I believe that the person who never avowed his unavowed dreams, somewhere in his unconscious or in his dreams, feels that he has, I'm going to say that again because I didn't say it right. I believe the person who's never avowed his unavowed dreams, somewhere in his unconscious or in his dreams, feels he has wasted his life, and when he is old, he will realize it. So I'm going to leave you with that thought. We're going to go back to movement next week. See you soon. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.